Or is it the stitch? Is it the stitch or the stitch? Let me know.
Stitch.
Oh! Got him.
So what's the stitch?
The plan is to recreate iconic redhead cartoon characters out of things that I just found in my closet.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just dyed my hair orange yesterday, and I think this is such a bad angle for you. So the characters that I'm gonna do are Daphne from Scooby-Doo, Kim Possible, because I'm basic, Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents, Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls. The first one I'm gonna do is Daphne because I figured her hair is the most similar to mine, and then I'm gonna have to curl my hair for a couple of them. So let's start there. Alright, so we're... No, you can just, I'll cut it out. It's fine. I'm gonna insert a picture of Daphne right here, but from what I can remember from my notes that I wrote, she has really thick bangs in the front and a headband, and her makeup is really simple. It's just like a cat eye. So I'm gonna do that.
MacBook shit. I can't believe this was only like $7.
Okay, whatever, I'll just start with mine.
You wrote down below, guess how old I am. I went on Peter's live once and I was like, oh, just talking to people, and I was like, everyone down below, guess how tall you think I am?
And everyone was like 3 inches.
Everyone's like 5'8", which is crazy. I don't know what about me signals that I'm 5'8". I feel like that's insulting.
It's how much you're compensating with your personality.
It's not a compliment.
I don't even know what that means.
You're saying I'm like a good person.
I don't have like normal powder, so I'm gonna use this bronzer and hope that it doesn't come out like super saturated. Put a little bit of blush over here. I can't really see what I'm doing because I don't have my glasses on. I'm just kind of hoping that this looks like it makes sense. Okay.
I let my boyfriend do my makeup challenge.
The second thing I'm gonna do is put on some eyeliner and make a little wing. That's really busted, but that's gonna have to do. This is also waterproof. This is a mascara that I took from my mom. Okay, in the cartoon, she doesn't really have her lower lashes done, but that's okay. I'm gonna top it off with some pink lipstick. One point that I wanted to make about recreating costumes and recreating characters that are cartoons is that in a lot of cosplays that I was seeing online, I was just looking up examples of what other people were doing, and there was all the ones that I saw of Daphne. People were being really, really literal about recreating the textures in her clothing, where like there would be cosplays and every fabric of the costume would be the same fabric. In the version that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be like, it's a recreation, yes, but more of a reinterpretation into a realistic depiction, because in my opinion, if you have a costume that's completely like all polyester and then in one fabric and just a lot of different solid colors, it just makes it look really cheap and a little bit corny to me, like a little bit Party City. When I look at Daphne, I look at the time period and different materials that I associate with her character. So I have this brush and I'm hoping that I can maybe shape it into that, as Matthew said, croissant shape. Oh my god, oh. Wait, I kind of killed it with this. It's more about interpretation in general rather than recreation. Underneath, I'm wearing like a very mod style short sleeve pink shirt, even because she does have some light purple accents on her dress. And I don't have light purple, but I figured that this pink would do. It's the 60s. Oh.
Say it.
Say it.
Jeepers.
Jeepers! Oh, Freddie. How about we split up? I think we should go together. Right?
That was so cool.
Got it. Okay. And then around my head, I just put on a velour piece of fabric.
Did you say you were wearing leggings?
Oh yeah, I am wearing tights. In the show, she has like these pale pink tights on, and these are the closest ones that I have to the actual color that she's wearing. The point of the video is that I'm explaining how to recreate a cartoon character, because every time that I see someone do cosplay, it's one, like very intricate, but two, a little bit too obvious to me. It's like they're not bringing the character, like they're not appropriating the character in any way. They're not intertwining anything of their own personality or their own take on it. It's just very concrete, like this is the exact color, this is where this exact, like this is the same exact necklace and the same exact zigzag pattern on this dress. And it's like most people don't have access to either the materials to recreate it or have something that's the same exact thing. Like you can pull together components to give the air of the character. But most importantly, the most important aspect of building character is actually creating the atmosphere and having the accessories, but also the demeanor of them. So if I'm Daphne, I should have been more girly. I should have been like, oh, because she's a badass, but she's very, very feminine in a way that's hard for me to do. I think we're told that it's embarrassing to be like that. But if I'm dressing up as Blossom, I have to be like totally kick-ass. She's still very, very feminine, but she's the leader of the group, so I have to have this confidence that is a leader? A leader's confidence. I upcycled this sweater from the Gap that my mom had that was hot pink and oversized. I literally just cut it in half and then did a zigzag stitch and folded it over, just hemmed it enough to fit a rubber band or elastic band and cinched it to fit my waist. And then I did the same with the top. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this is the same reason why I wanted to do the Daphne one, was because people recreate this in the most what you see is what you get kind of way. Like they recreate that awful shift dress with just like a black stripe in the middle, and that's just never flattering. Like it looks good on the cartoon, but like how can you reinterpret that dress? Like it looks good in the cartoon, but fugly in every real life adaptation of it. So what I thought to do was take this two-piece set where this is cropped, and I have a black tank top that's a little bit longer, and I thought that I could put it underneath so that there is a stripe of black, so it's like the pattern is there and the color is there. And essentially the silhouette is there. I know it's supposed to be short sleeve, but this will do. It's like alluding to that character without it being like spoon feeding the illustrated version to you. Yeah, you see my vision, okay. And then I don't have that bow that she had, like a huge, like if I had something a little bit like a stiffer fabric, maybe like a taffeta or something, then I would be able to recreate the volume and that bow that she has, but I don't have that. And the closest thing that I have that's gonna have the same volume is tulle, which is not as solid. It's gonna be a different fabric. So the same thing that I was talking about with Daphne's scarf. And the color's a little bit off, but it's gonna have the same volume. So it's like I don't have the right color or the right material, but it's gonna have the same silhouette. So if you can't find something exact, if you have the same silhouette, it will come across. So you see what I mean? Like it's not exactly that shift dress, and there's an accentuation on my waist without putting a belt on, because in every depiction that I've seen, it's either like a color block dress or it's like a pink dress with a belt in the center. And I, as a fan of Hot Mode, I can't respect a belt. I cannot respect one of those chunky early 2000s waist accentuating belts. These flats. Are just like those super cheap ones that they sold at Urban Outfitters, but I think my mom found these on Amazon for like $3. Or you can get them in like Chinatown or whatever. But they wear these Mary Jane kind of shoes, and these are the only, this is the closest thing that I have to that. And then these knee-high socks. Oh, this one's broken. That's okay. And then I don't have white leggings. I think they wear white leggings instead of knee-high socks, but these are socks that I took from my little brother, and they're like the Hanes ones, but it'll do. And then the hair bow, I forgot about it. I have this piece of tulle that's kind of like a ribbon, and I figured actually if you have a ribbon, oh wait, I do have a ribbon. I just had an epiphany. I do have the right color ribbon, and I feel like you could make the bow out of this, but honestly, and this is actually the same exact color as this, so I could do this, but I kind of like the idea of putting a little variation in the the textures and the materials because you're a real life person. The thing about cartoons and animation in general is that you're creating something that couldn't exist in real life. And that's the beauty of it. And it's like, it's not supposed to be real life at all. You don't have to feel trapped within the guidelines of the illustration, because the illustration is not trapped within the guidelines of reality. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Matthew nod. And I'm also thinking it would be cute if these tassels hung behind me, because when she's flying, her bow flips back in the wind. I'm thinking that tassels will accentuate that aspect. This ribbon though, they make ribbons with wire sewn in to the hem of it, and this would hold its shape, but it's just like a little bit too crispy for me. Like, that's what I'm saying when people recreate these costumes, like they're so stiff, like they're just too literal. And I'm thinking this, it'll like blow in the wind, and it's an allusion to the actual bow in the show, but it's a variation on it and it's more organic. This is my take on Blossom. Do you see my vision? I've been wearing my glasses the whole time. I haven't changed my makeup, but what I would do if you don't want to do like the huge eyes, I actually thought about painting on the big eyes for this video, but there's something about costumes where the eyes are painted on that is just really tacky to me. So I'm thinking, to allude to the huge eyes that take up their entire cheekbone area, you could take a blush. Maybe I'll just do that right now. So I have these two eyeshadow palettes and they're both really colorful. And I'm thinking that I would just take a shade like this super hot pink one and just dust it around my face, and filling in the areas where on the illustration and on the cartoon where her eyes would be, just to allude to the shape of her eyes without having to paint on the whole thing. But also I could do a tutorial on how to paint on huge eyes. These are like last second costume ideas, but they're supposed to be really simple because I know that people are limited in their skills and materials. Because painting on the eyes would require you to have a face paint palette, which I do have, and I do really love, and it was $20 at Redheads. It's a Ben Nye palette, and I highly recommend if you're into costume design or recreating characters in any way, that would be a really good beginner palette to start with in terms of face painting. But this is generally what I mean. You could go more opaque if you want, but this is what I'm gonna go with. You look like Buttercup.
Hair is so fucked up.
We do that one. Ready? Wait, do this one with me.
2, 1.
You're supposed to do it that way.
2, 1.
The next one I want to do, I'm thinking about how my hair is right now. I'm thinking, Icky Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents. I had such a love-hate relationship with her when I was little because she was one of my first depictions of like emo and aggressive woman for me. Even though I was supposed to hate her, that's kind of what she represented. So that is who I'm gonna dress up as next. Okay, I'm very lucky in that I just happen to have a shirt that's the exact same color as the shirt that Vicky wears, but any light green shirt will do, in my opinion. For instance, like in the actual costume, she's wearing a crop top, and I was hoping that if I had Leroy's jeans and I was doing some kind of poses, it would show a little bit of tummy. I do have a green crop top, but it's not the right color, and I figured that the color was so iconic to her that I had to keep that one instead. And then early 2000s emo, I mean, even with her, whatever, like the side bangs, I just brushed over the bangs that I had, and then she has a high ponytail off to the side, on the opposite side that her bangs go. And then I just turned the wing that I had into like the 3 eyelashes that she has, and I picture that in real life she would be wearing a lot of dark eyeliner. So that's what I did. I had the eyelashes pointing downwards because she's always like scowling. Point the eyelashes down to depict a more aggressive or serious tone through the eyes. I'm assuming that she's somebody who would wear a pair of Dr. Martens because she's always trying to kick some ass. She's always kind of looming over Timmy, so that really drives that point across. So in the show, she's always standing like this and her hands are like this and she's always like, so you have to get her demeanor across. Matthew, you look incredibly bored. The next costume I'm doing is Candace from Phineas and Ferb. I don't have a white skirt, and I'm gonna do essentially the same thing that I did with the Powerpuff Girls suit, where I had a sweater, and then with this one, it's a crop sweater. So basically what I'm gonna do is cut it, cut the sleeves off, cut this off, and turn it into a skirt. Okay, for Candace, can you stand with me?
What up, YouTube?
Right now I'm doing Candace, and I'm gonna try to figure out her hair. When I think about her, the most notable aspect of her appearance is definitely how ridiculous her hair is. She has a middle part and she has a big ass forehead, and her hair at the ends flips up and it's very mod. And then the rest of my outfit, I don't have a sleeveless red turtleneck, though that would be very chic, but I do have this sweater. She is very delicate with the makeup that she has on. It's not really an aspect of her character that's defined. She has a little bit of a cat eye going on and undefined eyelashes, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of eyeliner and then call it with that. All right. Okay, the back, just ignore the back, but the front?
No, you know that.
Right? I mean, can we spell bodied?
Like and bell. Don't forget to subscribe to my tweets. Tweeners. What was the other one?
Tweens. This is my best attempt at recreating Candace's hair. I hate this because I can't see anything, but none of these people wear glasses. And I don't want to look like a nerd and have the ring light reflecting in my eyes. But I don't have her little white Mary Jane, so I'm opting for a very clean pair of Reebok sneakers. And then this is the sweater that I cut up and sewed into a skirt. When I think about Candace, the one accessory that I always think about is that red belt, and I'm really upset that I don't have anything to mimic it, but even the belt loops, her skirt is probably made out of denim, and a denim skirt that would be flared would probably be the best option to have it as close to the character as possible, but this is the best that I could do. And then the red socks are imperative. What is something that Candace does? Oh, she does the...
Where's Perry?
Put your hand over it and you put it back.
In a second. Okay, enough of this. So the cargo pants that I have, they're the most Kim Possible-esque pants. Oh yeah, that's the next costume I'm doing. I'm doing Kim Possible, and then this shirt is actually goes down to here, but I just rolled it up. And since these pants, they used to have a string that went through the bottom that you could use to cinch it, but I lost that somehow over the years. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an elastic band, I'm gonna put it around my ankle, and then I'm gonna tuck the pants underneath. DIY cinch tip, ta-da! My little brother's old horseback riding shoes. They're these just really slick combat boot looking.
She just wears black.
Yeah, she just wears like black shoes, but I'm assuming that she's gonna wear something that makes her really agile. I don't have a utility belt, but I do have this fanny pack that my sister uses to put her snake in when she goes on walks. Live, laugh, love, I forgot to hit record. So basically Kim has a really deep side part, and her hair meets at a point at the back, and my hair is not gonna do that, and I also have that curl at the very bottom from the Candace moment, and Kim does not have that, but we're just gonna have to make do with what we have because her hair is very gravity defying and it's very structured and solid, and that is just not how normal hair is going to treat you. So as long as you have that deep part, I feel like it'll be accurate enough. Oh, okay, and now my bang is deciding to do that. So I'm gonna go back in with the curling iron and try to reshape the bang, and then I'm gonna do her iconic lip. Everyone in that show just has like an upper lip and no bottom lip for some reason. For my interpretation of her. I'm just gonna keep it as is in the show. I'm gonna end up extending the lipstick a little bit out because she has kind of a perpetual smirk. I am gonna paint that in. Early 2000s and late 90s, everyone was wearing this shade of lipstick, and Kim Possible is a total child of that era, and she is always working this shade. So I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna paint my upper lip. Oh, she also doesn't really have a cupid's bow. It's very just across the whole mouth. So that is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna overline a little bit. Oh, that looks like a mustache. I'm gonna put foundation on my lower lip and see if that changes anything, because there is a line that defines her lower lip. It's just like it's the same color as her face. So I'm gonna see what happens. You look so disgusted. But when you think Kim Possible, you think, oh, she only has an upper lip. Across what I want. Where is my powder brush?
Wait, no, in the camera though, it doesn't look like a mustache. Well, yes, it does.
It totally looks like a mustache, but it kind of looks like a mustache on the show too.
Well,
So technically I killed it. And what I'm gonna do, because in the show there is a line that defines her lower lip, I'm just gonna see what happens if I put a line like here. Okay. Maybe I should put it where my actually start over, pretend that didn't happen. I'm gonna put it where my actual lower lip is. I have so much hair around my lip.
you don't have a cupid's bow, that's why.
But she doesn't have a cupid's bow.
But you are a real person.
I know, but like when I smirk, does it work? She also doesn't have a cat eye, so I'm gonna erase that. Matthew thinks that I should lower the overline to make it look less like a mustache.
This is so stupid.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. I haven't watched this show. Oh, I found my gloves. She has like 3/4 sleeves, so I'm just gonna roll this up. And then these gloves are nice. I took these from my mom. But in the show, her gloves have like a little bit of cloth that's rolling over, and I feel like that's a very minor detail, but it's nice to have that accuracy. These lips. Am I right?
DSL.
Ew. What is she?
Just do like James Bond shit.
Oh, she doesn't wear glasses. I feel really cute. It's kind of did something for me. Or is it the stitch? Is it the stitch or the stitch? Let me know. Oh! Got him.
So what's the stitch?
Did I get it? Her eyebrows are a lot more aggressive than mine. I haven't filled in my eyebrows at all during this whole video. Someone come for me. Or is it refreshing somebody not touching my eyebrows on YouTube? Is this the controversial content we've all been waiting for? Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Can you be the Ron Stoppable to my Kim Possible? Well, he's blonde and taller than you anyway, so. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cut the video here. Thank you for watching. Matthew, do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Oh, come here. I can give you Kim Possible lips.